Roadmap to Success. Please let me know that you're on here by commenting your first name and where you're from, and we'll get started in just 2 minutes. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Hi, Kate. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. Oh, great, Anne. Thank you for calling in from New Jersey. Hi, Eileen. Okay, so everybody could hear me. That's good. Hi, Jen. Awesome. Hi, Lynn. Nice to see you. I'm so glad you're here. And Cindy. Hi, Cindy, Bree, and Mark. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so let's just get started. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to grow a successful network marketing business without wasting any more time and money. So if you're thinking what I used to think, enough's enough, let's get this going, you're in the right spot. Whether you're in the first 90 days of your network marketing adventure, 6 months, or 3 years, did you ever say to yourself, what's wrong with me? Why is this taking so long? Not just me, right? Okay. See some of you comment. Maybe it's because you started your journey without a concrete plan with clear directions. There are two types of people in the world. Those that are really good with getting from A to point B with no directions, and those that are not so good. And I'm unfortunately in the latter group, like most people. I am the worst at directions. You could ask my family. Without a GPS in my car, I would get lost all the time. Thank God for GPSs so I could get where I want to go. This road is what most network marketers' road looks like. No GPS, no structured plan, just like driving a car without a GPS you're going. No instructions on how to become successful in your business. I know how exhausting this road is. So much wasted time and energy and never getting to where you dreamed business would take you. The problem is you never had a chance without real step-by-step instructions of how to work your business until now. I've discovered that there are 3 secrets that will help you become successful and get you to where you want to go in your business. The first secret is to be able to network. I mean, really network, connecting with people and forming business relationships. Having confidence in yourself, in your product or service, oozing of confidence. People are attracted to that and like to connect with people who are confident. How many of you want to network with confidence? Please comment in the chat box with a 1. Okay, I see Melissa, yes, Anne, Kate, Lisa, Bree, Jen, and Mark. Okay, thank you so much. The second secret is to be able to close more sales. Too many times we think our prospect will buy from us. It looks like we're ready to close a sale and then nothing happens. Please comment with a number 2 in the chat box if that has ever happened to you. Oh, I see. Oh, yes. Thanks, Anne. I see a lot of 2s. Yes, Lisa, Eileen, Mary, Amy. I'll share with you tonight some tips and secrets on how you could skyrocket your sales. And the third and final is to have an organized financial infrastructure so you know exactly how much money you made in your business, and just as important, how much money you spent in your business. That's the one thing that most people don't take into account, how much money they spend. How many of you could use a little help with organizing your finances? Please comment a 3 in the chat box. Okay, I'm seeing some 3s coming through. Thank you, Eileen and Kate and Anne and Lisa and Lynn and Jen. What I teach you in my system, how to network, how to increase sales, and how to organize your finances, is so different than any other system out on the market. How would you feel if you had a system in place that would give you the successful business you want so badly without wasting any more time? Please comment in the text box how that would make you feel. Oh, Bree says fabulous, and Ann says like I made the big time. Absolutely, absolutely. What would it feel like to network confidently so that you could grow your circle of influence and have more people in your pipeline? What would it feel like to have prospective customers reaching out to you, wanting to work with you, and to have a sense of control over your finances? Know how much money you made in your business and how much you spent. Please comment in the chat box what excites you about this slide. If it's all, say all. Oh, I've got alls, so that's good. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Ann, Cindy. Good. And Lisa. What would that be worth to you? Hundreds of dollars, maybe even thousands of dollars? One thing you can't get back is time. I mean, looking back at my start in network marketing 25 plus years ago, I would pay anything to get time back. Would you rather hustling and running around, burning yourself out? Or strategic with your time you spend in your business and get back your free time? Do what you want to do when you want to do it. Hi, I'm Jill Merriman, for those of you that don't know me. For as long as I can remember, I always wanted to have my own business, even when I was 10 years old selling iced tea outside in front of my house. It was always in the back of my mind, but I went the traditional college route, worked corporate for several years, and then launched my first network marketing business in the late 80s and worked that business part-time. My why back then was needing extra money to do renovations on a home that my husband and I had just bought. That was almost 30 years ago. Although I came from a corporate environment and had an accounting degree, I realized that I didn't know the first thing about running my own business. Can you relate to this? Maybe this is the first time you've ever owned a business and thought the same thing I did, which is, how hard could it be? In the last 25 plus years, I've taken so many professional development workshops and gained some valuable skills, including becoming a certified and licensed international sales trainer. Over the years, I partnered with several different network marketing companies. With each one, I made a decent income. However, I wasn't successful like quit my full-time job and jet set around the world successful until I used my 3 secrets to success. This easy to implement system changed everything. I use these secrets in every aspect of my business. Just a few months ago, I launched my own podcast show called The Natural Networker. I started sharing valuable tips with entrepreneurs in these same 3 areas of business: networking, increased sales, and organized finances. I pepper these tips with motivational stories. In just 2 months, I have a little over 1,100 subscribers, another confirmation that I'm on the right track. People need this information. Network marketers, affiliate marketers, and home-based business owners need this valuable game-changing information. Tonight, I'm going to share with you tips that I've learned, save you some frustration and wasted time, and put you on the right road to success. This year, I finally had the time and money freedom that I was so longing for. I was able to take an unforgettable 2-week trip to Italy with my family, enjoying delicious food, riding on Vespas through the hills of Tuscany, and of course, enjoying the beautiful Amalfi Coast. All this was amazing, and thank God I was able to use the money I earned from my business to pay for it, but nothing was better than the time we had to spend together. This was priceless. In addition, this business allowed me to work from anywhere, and my favorite place to work is, you guessed it, the beach, and that's the last picture on the right. That Jersey Shore picture was the view I had several times a week when I would take my business outside and work from my sand chair under my umbrella, listening to the seagulls and the waves. I had to pinch myself almost every time. For me, it doesn't get better than that. Let me stop right there and say that before I had time and money freedom, there were many times when I was ready to give up. You probably know exactly what I'm talking about. I wasted so much time and money, and don't forget the high level of frustration I had when I had presentations where no one showed up. I paid money for a vendor table, set up, sat there the whole day, broke down the display, and no one booked a party or event, and only a handful of people table out the day. I maxed out my credit cards because I felt my payoff was just around the corner. I missed spending time with family. I was just like you. How many of you could relate to the level of frustration that I'm talking about? Comment a 4 in the chat box. Okay. Melissa a 4, and Ann, and Mary, and Bree, Lisa, Mark. Okay, I see I hit a nerve. Vinny, Cindy, and Lynn. So I'm on the right track. I wasn't the only one that was doing all those things. I was pulling my hair out. I kept thinking that I was missing something, and I must have been doing something wrong. I got discouraged. I thought, why does this business seem so easy from my upline? My guess is that your story is similar to mine, and that's why you signed up for this webinar. And your network marketing experience sounds something like this. I did everything my upline told me to do. I made my list of 100 people I knew. I went through the list, called 3 to 5 people a day. Asked my family and friends to help me by being a hostess for my first few home parties. I invited these same family and friends to our monthly, quarterly opportunity meetings. I had business cards printed up and attached product samples or candy to them. I made flyers and left hair salons, nail salons, delis, boutiques. I rented table space at multiple fundraisers. I donated gift baskets to school gift auctions. I did everything my upline told me to do. You name it, I did it. How many of you did any or all of this list of things for your business? Please comment in the chat box. Yes, Mary says, unfortunately, yes. Lynn, yes. Mark, Bree, yes. Oh, yeah. Melissa, yes. And Ann, hell yes. That's funny because it's true. We've all done these things, right? Hoping something will change. And after doing all these things, I still wasn't where I wanted to be with my business. And then I had an aha moment, a revelation, an eye-opening discovery. It wasn't me that was broken. It was the system that was broken. So I did what anybody else would do. I created my own system. I decided to combine all the knowledge that I had in the 30+ years with my personal experiences and created my system. I thought, what did I have to lose? Nothing. I had nothing to lose and everything to gain because nothing else had worked for me. And that's exactly what I've done. I created an easy to follow system that has everything you need in one place. And it worked. And because it worked, I'm going to share my system with you tonight. In my system, here's what you'll learn. How to be a natural networker and have people connect you with their network. In my system, you'll learn a simple way to tailor make your pitch that will capture your prospect's attention and close more sales. And in my system, you'll learn simple steps to have an organized office, get more write-offs, and keep more money in your pocket. Here's why you need to know these 3 secrets. Did you know that 84% of people do business with people they've met in person or through someone they know? So although there's this huge push to do everything online, statistics show some sort of in-person or telephone contact or personal reference is still the key to converting sales. And did you know that according to Salesforce.com, 67% of customers are turned off by sales presentations? And 91% of successful business owners have a system in place to get the most write-offs legally possible. Now, here's some expectations I have for tonight. This webinar will last approximately another 40 minutes, give or take 5 minutes. Please eliminate all distractions, turn off your cell phone, shut down any social media sites so that you're not tempted to go on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever you have. And please take notes. You owe it to your business to focus for this next 40 minutes. And if you have any questions, please write them down and you'll have an opportunity to ask them at the very end. Now, let me just tell you that this webinar is for you if you're tired of working your business and not getting results, that you've exhausted your warm market and feel you have no one to talk to. This webinar is for you if you work full-time and have limited time to grow your business. This webinar is for you if you want more time and money to do things that you want to do. This webinar is not for you if you're looking to cut corners and not follow a proven system, or if you're the type of person who was always getting ready to get ready, or you're not willing to put action behind your promise of working this system. I love the acronym ACT, A-C-T. Action changes things. You must act now for your business to grow and prosper. But it's up to you. If you're willing to put in the time and be consistent and persistent, which translates into investing in yourself and your business, you will benefit from my business program and reap the rewards you've always dreamed of. Can I count on you to watch this webinar until the end? I have a very special gift for each person who stays until the end. Okay, let's get started. The business program I created is called the Real Deal Program. Now you may be asking yourself, what's the Real Deal Program and how you could benefit from it? The Real Deal Program is specifically for entrepreneurs. If you're a network marketing team leader or you aspire to be a network marketing team leader, this program is for you. Now, what does it mean when someone says the real deal? When you hear someone refer to something or someone as the real deal, you know they mean it's authentic, genuine. What they say is true. They talk the talk and walk the walk. When it came time to name this program, which encompasses all my knowledge of 30 plus years, I had no choice but to call it the real deal because it's true, it's authentic, and it's genuine. I am the real deal because I have been where you are, a network marketing professional who needs some structure and guidelines to run their business. You'll benefit from this program because it will show you how to stop running around, going to numerous networking events, and posting nonstop on social media. And in exchange, you'll have more customers in your network marketing business than you can handle. This program was developed with not only you, the team leader, in mind, but with each member of your downline in mind. When your downline follows this system, they succeed. When they succeed, you succeed. Most network marketers first join their company and find everything about it to be exciting and fun. Then somewhere along the way, they got stuck. The Real Deal Program illustrates ways to distinguish what makes a good network marketer from a great one. The Real Deal Program evaluates the secrets of top performers who have financial freedom. Why is knowing the Real Deal Program important to the success of your business? Knowing this program will give you and your downline the 3 secrets to success: how to network like a pro, how to increase your sales, and how to keep track of your business expense and keep more money in your pocket. I just had to take a sip of water, excuse me. So let's start with the first secret in my system, and that is how to network like a pro. Most people don't like to network, but feel they need to, so they go with a not so positive attitude, and unfortunately, that comes through when speaking with people. Others can feel your low energy. Did you know that networking is one of the keys to being successful? Even though there's a great push lately to run your entire business online, people still want to connect with people that they know, they like, and they trust. It's important to master the skill of networking. With my tips and a little practice, you will be a pro in no time. And if you're one of those people that feels uncomfortable when you network, you're not alone. According to Salesforce.com, 74% of people don't like to network, which is most likely the people who feel uncomfortable, right? So next time you're at a networking event and feel like you're the only one that's uncomfortable, rest assured you're probably not the only one, and the person that you're talking to is probably feeling the same way. So how's that for having some common ground, right? And did you know that there is a high percentage of people who don't network correctly? According to WOMA, which is word of mouth advertising, 89% of people lead with their product or service or their card with no regard to the customer's needs. So they show up as a hunter instead of a farmer. My Real Deal program teaches you some important tips on how to network right. I teach you how to be the farmer and not turn people off. Now, networking is just like friend making. Over the years, I've attended hundreds of networking events. I never looked at it as a direct correlation between going to an event and making a sale that night. I always looked at it as a way to connect with people and increase my circle of influence. I was just me, talking to people I met as if they were my friend for years. In our conversation, we would give each other advice, whether it was where to buy the best gadget for your home, for your phone, or a home decoration, or maybe a valuable tool for our business, such as a phone app. Mostly, I kept it fun and worked the conversation around everyday topics so the conversation would flow naturally. So let me give you a practical example that I love to use. One of my most favorite topics is food, so why not use it while networking? It's not controversial, right? I mean, the person can't get mad at you because you're a vegetarian or you don't like sushi. So usually the conversation goes something like this, with me starting the conversation. Excuse me, do you know what that is in the chafing dish? They respond, oh, that's chicken. Then I say, I thought it was eggplant. Thanks for clearing that up. But you know, it really doesn't matter because I like both chicken and eggplant. Usually then the person I'm speaking to makes a comment about either the chicken or the eggplant. They like it or they don't. And then I comment back about a local restaurant that has a good chicken or eggplant dish. I'm just making this up about the chicken and the eggplant. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? It really is that simple. Another example I might say is you might see someone with a drink in their hand and then you ask them where they got it. Like, where's the bar? Where did you get that drink? Or you comment on the drink and you ask them what it is. They tell you and then you start a conversation about it. People call that being a natural networker. I consider myself a natural networker. I promised you some important networking tips. So here's some helpful tips. The first one, go to events or meetings to give, not to get. So give information about other networking events coming up that you know of, or phone apps like I mentioned before, or other people that you could connect them with. Tip number 2, focus on being interested in your prospect, not being interesting. Just like being a good friend, focus on them, not you. That takes the pressure off of you, right? About trying to sound so important because you're asking them questions about them. That's one thing that I notice that people have said to me when I do a one-on-one consultation or a training is they say, gosh, I can't think of things to talk about or things to say about myself. And I do teach you that in my training, Networking Like a Pro. But I always say to them, you know what? I'll take the pressure off you right now. It's not about you. Ask them questions about them so you don't have to sound important and keep coming up with all these things to talk about. And the important networking tip is be in the 20 percentile, always follow up. Did you know that 80% of network marketers don't follow up? All that hard work networking to not even send them a thank you for connecting email or a private Facebook message or phone text. What? Really? Yes, really. This happens all the time. I found that people who attend too many networking events in any given week or month can't possibly follow up correctly. There just wouldn't be enough time to do it right. So do yourself a favor. Don't lose the prospect's respect and future business because they feel you're not dependable because you don't follow up. So there goes all your referrals and future sales right out the window. All that hard work and nothing to show for it. Sounds crazy, right? But people do this all the time. So do yourself a favor, be in the 20 percentile that follows up, and you'll stand out. You'll be memorable because most people don't follow up. The Real Deal Network Like a Pro package is a step-by-step system that shows you what to do before you network, like things to consider when choosing the right event to attend for you or your business. Appropriate networking attire. So many people don't wear the right things. They get there and they look totally out of place. And how to construct your 30-second elevator pitch. I work with people to do the ideal 30-second elevator pitch so that people will then be curious about you and ask you questions during or after the event. These are just a few things that I teach you in the Network Like a Pro package. I also do what to do while you're networking, where to stand, who to connect with, what questions to ask. I teach you how to be a farmer. And the system also shows you what to do after you network, the ideal way to follow up and where you go from there. Let's move on to secret number 2, skyrocket your sales. Did you know that according to Salesforce.com, 86% of sales reps feel unprepared for their presentation? If you're in the 86th percentile who feel unprepared, I can help you. If you're like most people, you freeze right after someone asks you, what do you do? Or if you're further in the conversation, you don't know how to answer when they ask you, how can your product or service help me? And did you know that 67% of customers feel turned off by your presentation? Wow, that means that 2/3 of your prospects won't buy from you. That's one of the reasons why you get more no's than yes. That's so many people. It's something you're saying or something you're doing that doesn't resonate with them. The million-dollar question is, how can you fix that? Well, I've got the million-dollar answer by speaking to what your prospect values. I teach you how to do that in my Real Deal Skyrocket Your Sales program. One of the most important things that you need to know is how to open the dialogue of communication and close more sales. There are 4 phases in effective communication: observation, questioning, active listening, and closing sales. The Real Deal program shows you how to go through each of these 4 phases and master the art of communication. Once you understand these 4 phases of effective communication, you will unlock the secrets to skyrocketing your sales. It's inevitable. Here are 3 tips that will surely help you increase your sales in your network marketing business. Tip number 1, lead with your character strengths. We all have our own unique strengths, but too many times we hide them and we try to be something we're not. We feel that, oh, our clients are going to like us if we sound like this or if we say this. But everybody knows that people buy from people that they like. So show them who you really are. You will connect with the right people. There are so many different character strength assessments out there. I use one that I love, and I share it with you in my Real Deal program. It works well for network marketing professionals. For example, after taking my assessment, I discovered that my top 3 character strengths are in order: 1, gratitude, the 2nd is hope, and the 3rd is humor. I use those to share who I am, my authentic self, with my prospect. I'm confident that when I speak, my appreciation for everything that I have, all I'm thankful for, comes out. I feel blessed, and people get a sense of what I'm about. With my hope strength, I'm optimistic for the future and I'm always looking forward. I have the glasses half full mentality. And of course, humor. I like to playful, keep the conversation light, and usually stay away from intense conversations with prospects. The second tip on how to increase your sales is focus on what your prospect values, not your product or service. Sounds simple, right? But it's so easy to get this wrong. In fact, most people do. If you find out what your customer values, you are 60% closer to closing the sale. Without this crucial information, you will be spinning your wheels and not understand why you're getting more no's than yeses. This is the one that trips most sales professionals up all the time, especially network marketers. You need to listen to this part of the webinar extra carefully. Here it goes. It doesn't matter what your product or service is. They are buying you first and then what you're selling. If you're focused only on what you're selling, you will never make the connection necessary to close the sale. So ask your prospects some questions to learn more about them, and you'll find out what their needs are so you know the correct way to help them with your product or service. For example, I've been on both sides of the conversation, so I know exactly how painful it is for the prospect and the network marketer. Early in my network marketing career, I was so excited to share my product that I just verbally vomited all the information I knew about it, barely taking a breath to see what my prospect was thinking or really noticing that they already had checked out. They weren't listening. Then I would wonder later on, why aren't they interested in my product? How many of you can relate to this? Please comment in the chat box with an emoji or a yes. Ah, Mary, yes. Unfortunately, yes. Bree, yes. Lynn, Mark, Melissa, Ann, hell yes. Yep. All these, yep, you could see it. So it's not just me. Absolutely. I've also been on the receiving end of someone trying to sell me their product instead of finding out how it would benefit me and make my life easier. I cringe when that happens for two reasons. One, I vividly remember being that person. And two, I want to coach them right then and there and on how to talk to their prospect correctly. In my Real Deal program, I use the form method of asking questions. And one of the things I give you in my program is a list of approximately 20 questions that you could use over and over again with your prospects. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I did it all for you already. Everybody knows that the person asking the questions is in control of the conversation. And the third important tip to increase your sales is align your product or service with what your prospect values. This is the holy grail of sales. I mean, think about it. What good is it if you ask your prospect questions, but then don't align their answers with your product or service? It's not good and a total waste of time. I find that most people waste so much time because they're not really focusing on the purpose of asking the questions and getting to know their customer. Remember the acronym for focus, and you need to focus when you're asking questions and the purpose of asking questions. So the acronym for focus is follow one course until successful. Focusing on your prospect's needs is the game plan that you need to have. For example, this happened to me a few weeks ago. I met a woman, Eileen, while I was at a networking breakfast, and she worked for a bank as a business development officer. Eileen's job was to meet with different business owners and see if they had a need for business accounts, specifically loans. I didn't need that service, but remember, it's all about her, not me. So Eileen and I start talking as she was sitting at my table, and I noticed that she didn't have a coffee cup, and the rest of us at the table did. Somehow they forgot to give her one, no big deal. But I asked the waitress for a cup for my new friend, Eileen, and she brought one. Eileen was so grateful, and we started a conversation about coffee and how many cups we drink a day. That led into a conversation about the need to get healthier, especially now that the holidays were fast approaching. We introduced ourselves. She told me what she did, and I told her what I did. I then started asking her particular questions to get to know her better. I asked her where she grew up, which led to us having a conversation about that area. I then asked Eileen several more questions over the next 10 minutes while we ate our breakfast and drank our coffee. Now that I had this valuable information, I was ready to connect the dots, aligning what Eileen values with what my entrepreneur strategist services could help her with. You see, although Eileen is a bank business development officer, she and her husband own a small business out of their house, and they are in need of help growing the business. If I hadn't asked Eileen questions and just assumed that we wouldn't be able to work together, I wouldn't have been able to help them. I always find that people are multifaceted. They have a lot going on in their lives, and if you spend the time to get to know them and what they value in life and what they need, you will be able to connect with them in one way or another. I teach you how to recognize what your customer feels is important, what they value, so you could pitch to that. Now, let me just remind you that in order to be able to do the third tip, aligning your prospect's values with your product or service, it goes back to needing to know the 4 phases of effectification. You see, people hate to be sold, but they love to buy. The Real Deal Skyrocket Your Sales package walks you through each phase with step-by-step instructions how to effectively communicate with each prospect. Now, let me ask you, if you're getting good value so far in this webinar, please comment yes in the chat box. Okay, I'm getting a lot of yeses. Great, good. So I'll just keep going. And secret 3, organize your finances. This is the last thing that I want to talk to you about today. Did you know that according to word-of-mouth advertising that only 10% of entrepreneurs succeed within the first 5 years? Why is it that 90% of new businesses fail? And did you know that most network marketers make less than $500 a year? Not $500 a month, $500 a year. The one reason is because too many times network marketers jump into their business without thinking about their finances, how to keep track of their expenses, or set up their bookkeeping records. They are so focused on running around making more sales, but they end up spending more than they make because they're not keeping track and they're not organized. In my Real Deal program, I show you how to keep track of your expenses. It's the key to keeping more money at the end of the year. This is one area that most coaches don't teach. However, being an accountant, I know how important it is because I've seen so many clients not make as much money as they can. As a network marketing team leader, it's so important for you to have organized finances so that you could talk the talk and walk the walk. If you have members of your downline that are plugged in and understand the financial end of their network marketing business, you'll have them stay in the game and not drop off, which means you'll be more successful. However, if you're disorganized with your money, you can't guide them, and they will be disorganized with their money too. Every member of your downline should be plugged into the Real Deal system. Everyone knows it's like playing follow the leader. Be the leader you want to follow. The Real Deal program shows you how to keep track of your expenses so you get more deductions and keep more money in your pocket, which is one of the reasons why you got into your business, right? I also show you how to create and maintain a simple budget, give you an overview of simple but necessary financial terms you need to know. Everything you need to be organized. Organize your money and you will have an organized mind. If you'd like to have a more organized business, please comment yes in the chat box. Mary says yes. Lynn says yes. Thank you. We love you. Thank you. Kate, Bree says yes, yes, yes. Great. Okay, so there's a lot of people, a lot of you out there that need and want an organized business. So let's start. Top 3 tips for organized finances. The first one is to establish a separate tax entity. Having your own business comes with many responsibilities. One of them is paying taxes. Just like you pay personal taxes, your business pays taxes too. There are business legal structures to know when setting up your business. The four most common types are sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation, and limited liability corporation or an LLC. Each structure comes with different tax consequences, so consult with a tax accountant for the one that works best for you, your business, your family. My tip is this: establish yourself at first as a sole proprietorship, because when you're first starting out, you really don't know which one is best for you. A sole proprietorship means that you have not formed a business entity and your business only consists of one person, you. It's the simplest form. Let's look at tip number. Open a business checking and savings account. As a sole proprietor, you should keep business finances separate from your personal finances. This is one area that most network marketers fail at. They keep their business and their personal all together in one account, and everybody says that at the end of the year they're going to sort through their statements, pick out the business expenses from the personal, but they usually don't, right? I mean, some of you right there are probably grinning, knowing exactly what I'm saying. This not only becomes a nightmare for you, but a costly one for two reasons. One, if you leave it the way it is all mixed together, it raises a red flag with the IRS, which means you're opening yourself up for an audit. And two, if you hand your records over to an accountant all unorganized, they're going to charge you to sort through it. They don't do that for free. They just roll it into the cost of doing your tax return. So it's much more advantageous for you to do this now, where it's little pieces. Every week, every month, you could have organized finances and you'll know exactly where you stand. Saying that, my tip is to also set up a separate savings account. So not only separate business checking, but a separate savings. Most banks require you have an ID number. In my Real Deal program, I show you how to set up your own tax ID number. All business income and expenses should flow through this business checking account. Set up a separate business savings to keep money for estimated quarterly taxes. Usually, you have to keep a small minimum balance like $100. A good benchmark to save for taxes is 25%. Now, what does that mean? That means that for every dollar you make, you should put 25 cents of it in your savings so you could pay your estimated quarterly taxes and not scramble to find the money to pay them when they're due. And the third for organized finances is all about paying less taxes, and I know we all want to do that. I know I do, and that's one of the reasons why you want to have your own business. The IRS is very generous with the number of deductions that small business owners get, including network marketers. We do incur many expenses that we could write off during the year, but unfortunately many don't save their receipts. And if they're due, they're not in any one spot. They're not organized. They have receipts in multiple locations, like in their home, in their junk drawer, in their office drawer at home, in their car, in their glove box, under the seat, in the sides of the door, wherever. They put them anywhere they can, and they're not organized. Without a system to keep them organized, they miss many write-offs that they're entitled to. Having a system to capture all their business deductions is one of the keys to having successful business, because it comes down to this: the more deductions you have, the less taxes that you pay. If you would like to know how to keep more money in your pocket and pay less taxes, type "I do" in the chat box. Okay. Thanks, Lynn, Mary, Kate, Bree, Ann, Mark, Eileen, Janine, Lisa. Everybody wants to know how to keep more money in your pocket. Absolutely, that's the name of the game. Don't let your business fail because you failed to plan. It's not too late. Plan on networking like a pro. Plan on customizing your presentation for each customer, and plan on having organized finances. If you have an action plan and take the information I shared with you tonight and apply it to your business, you're on your way to having the advantage over your competition. Let's review what I shared with you tonight: the 3 secrets, or the GPS of the network marketer's roadmap to success. The first thing I shared with you was how to network like a pro. Second thing, I showed you how to customize your presentations and increase your sales. And lastly, I shared with you 3 basic but important tips to organize your finances. My Real Deal program is different than anything else out there because it tackles the 3 areas of your business that are so important. It's not fluff, it's all practical tips. So let me ask you, did you receive value tonight? Please comment in the text box one tip that I shared with you that you will implement after tonight. Okay, let me see what people are saying. Okay, Mark says receipt organization. Ann says lead with the character strengths. Absolutely, Ann. That's key. Mary says better tracking. Janine says keep my receipts. Yes, yes, yes. Bree, be sure to be in that 20 percentile that follows up after networking. Lynn, great reminder to be interested more than interesting. Yes, and I talk about that in my program. And Lisa, follow up, follow up, follow up. Absolutely. Boy, it really ran the gamut there. I'm so glad that you all got exactly what I wanted to come across tonight. And here's a quote that I want to share with you. I love this quote by best-selling author Jackson Brown Jr., which says, talent without discipline is like an octopus on roller skates. I mean, there's plenty of movement, but you never know if it's going forward, it's going backward, or sideways. So how do you go from this road of chaos and no clear direction to this road that I shared with you tonight that gives you your GPS to success in your business with the Real Deal program? If you want to be successful and go from chaos to organization, the Real Deal program is your roadmap. All you have to do is action. The way to get started and take your network marketing business to where you've always imagined it would be is to purchase the Real Deal program. It will give you a good foundation to be in control of your business and have the successful business and lifestyle that you deserve. The Real Deal program consists of webinars, one for each of the 3 packages I shared with you tonight. One for networking like a pro, one for skyrocketing your sales, and another one for having organized finances. You could buy each 3 packages on my website individually or all 3 in this cost-saving bundle pack that I have for you tonight. All 3 packages, the total is only $297. When I originally priced this package according to what the market would hold, I knew that I could charge at least 3 or 4 times the original amount of $297 that I'm charging. But then I remembered how I felt as a network marketer, wanting to get the best tools out there, but needing to be mindful of my budget. I couldn't buy everything, right? The whole purpose of me launching this webinar is to help as many people as I can succeed quickly. So I went against the industry guidelines and priced it what I thought was reasonable and fair, which is the $297 for the entire program. How many of you think that this original price of $297 is a fair price considering the value of everything that I'm giving you? Type yes in the chat box. Bree says absolutely. Janine, totally fair. Lynn, Mary, yes, yes. And more than fairly priced. Kate, yes. Janine says I'm in. That's great. Thank you. Thank you, Janine. As I promised at the beginning of this webinar, I have a special promotion for everyone listening that stayed till the end. And here it is. All 3 packages, your price today, you get my entire Real Deal program for less than the price. Only $147. This offer expires within 24 hours. You have to act so you don't miss out. I'm so happy that I could offer you this opportunity to invest in your business. By the way, as with most business expenses, you could write off the purchase of the program. Just to show you my appreciation for listening to this entire webinar, here's an extra bonus for you. A few years ago, I created a system called the Order Advantage System. The acronym ORDER stands for Organize Records, Deduct Every Receipt. This system helps business owners keep track of their expenses easily. Most network marketers misplace their receipts and then go crazy at the end of the year trying to find them so they could hand them to their tax accountant. However, with this unorganized method, you miss many write-offs because your tax accountant can't deduct expenses for items he's not aware of, right? He can't make them up. Your receipt is proof of expense, which is used as a deduction against the income that you earn. No receipt equals no deduction. No deduction equals pay more taxes. Pay more taxes equals keep less money in your pocket. Network marketers needed a simple way to help them really be on top of their business expenses and finances. So I used my accounting skills and created an easy 5-step system that does both things, keeps track of your business expenses, and helps you know your return on investment. It's great to go to one networking event after another, but if you're not getting business from them, can you afford to keep spending money with no return on that investment? If I asked you, how much money did you make in your business this year so far? Would you know? I'm talking net profit after expenses. Or if I asked you, what were your total expenses for travel, office supplies, or even postage? Would you know? Most don't. However, my system will help you answer these questions. My Order Advantage system is a 30-minute instructional video and a Google Sheet tracking system complete with all the formulas you need. So all you have to do is plug in your business expense figures. I created this system to help entrepreneurs like you keep their finances organized. If you're purchasing the Real Deal program, I would like to give you this bonus offer of a dramatically reduced price of only $47 for the Order Advantage system. It's valued at $197, which is what I normally sell it on my website. So you're getting this incredible deal of $150 off. So there's no excuse. Everything is all laid out for you to have organized finances, and the price is right. This is the perfect time to get this now and start off 2018 on the right foot. Consider it as an easy or an early Christmas gift for yourself. And it's easy because it's going to help you in your business and you get a write-off in 2017. So if you buy it today, you get a write-off this year. An extra bonus number 2, and this one is for free when you purchase the Real Deal system. Most people don't know what can be written off for their business, so I put together the top 10 business deductions with a brief explanation of each so you could have it handy for your business. What an amazing deal! The Real Deal program plus the Order Advantage system, the total value is $494. Invest in your business with these important tools so that you could have the competitive advantage in your business. I know that as excited as you are to get your business in shape, you also might get overwhelmed with receiving the entire program all at once, and you may avoid jumping into it altogether. Am I right? You have all the right intentions, but it may just sit on your computer if it's too much all at once. Because of that, I'm releasing each of the 3 packages over a 3-week period, 1 webinar each week. The first week, you'll receive the Network Like a Pro. The second week, Skyrocket Your Sales. And the third week, Organize Your Finances. You have to buy it now, but you'll learn the system over a 3-week period. If you're adding the Order Advantage system, you'll get that right away. So you'll be all set for 2018, which will be here in 6 weeks. Wow. That's crazy. Getting everything I shared with you tonight is only $194. That's a $300 savings. Comment in the chat box if you think this is an amazing deal. Okay, Mary, thank you. Mary says thank you. Thank you, Mary. Janine says amazing. Mary says yes, it's an amazing deal. Lynn, good deal. Ann, yes. Brianne, yes. Lisa, yes. Mark, yes. Everybody thinks it's an amazing deal. Great. Thank you so much. I'd love to give you the amazing deal. Here's how you can order right now. Go to my website, www.jillmerriman.com, go to the Shop tab, and find the Real Deal program. Add it to your cart. The easiest way to purchase is to use a credit card through PayPal. You could add the Order Advantage with the special coupon code Get Deal, and you will see the reduced price in your cart below. This is such a special deal that you have only 24 hours to get the Real Deal at $147 price and the Order Advantage for $47. The prices will automatically go back to their original price 24 hours from now. For those of you who would hear valuable information for your network marketing business, tune into my podcast show on iTunes called The Natural Networker. I record regular episodes a couple of times a week. Listen in, subscribe, share it with your network marketing team, and get free network marketing tips. Also, here are 3 ways to connect with me if you have any questions or you want to stay in touch for tips, upcoming events, or new products that I put out. Email me at jill@jillmerriman.com. You can Facebook. I have a business Facebook page, Jill Merriman Enterprises, or LinkedIn under my name, Jill Merriman. I want to thank you for attending this Network Marketers Roadmap to Success webinar tonight. Once this webinar ends, you'll see a screen with a quick survey asking how you enjoyed the webinar. Please give me some feedback as it will help me do these webinars. I'd also like to leave you with one of my favorite quotes by Walt Disney. The way to get started is to quit talking and start doing. Let's get you on the road to success by getting you going and start doing. And for those of you who jotted down any questions, I'd like to take the next few minutes and answer any questions. So if you have any, please type them now in the chat box, and I'll be glad to answer them. Okay, I see somebody's already typing. That's great. Oh, people are saying thank you. Lisa, Amy, Anne, thanks for your time. Thank you. Great webinar. Melissa. Oh, Melissa's asking me a question. What business were you in when you had an upline? Melissa, that was Isagenix. I was in Isagenix for a few years. I love the product. I still use the product. Love it. Kate has a question. Is the Real Deal a video? Yes, Kate. They're videos. Yes, they're about 45 minutes or so each video. It's just easier that way. Melissa says, thank you. Mary, can we tap into the segment over and over? Yes, you will be able to tap into the videos over and over again. I'm thinking that you're saying, right? Lynn says, thank you. Loved it. Great. Mary asks again, meaning the 3 sections. Yes, you could go over the 3 sections over and over again. Great. That's what you meant, Mary. Great. Okay. If there's no more questions, I'm going to end the webinar. If you have any questions, again, you could email me, jill@jillmerriman.com. Thank you so much, everyone, for being on this webinar. I will send you a link to a replay. Please share it with your network marketing teams. Thank you, and God bless.